Hi guys, Squirrel here. Euro Truck Simulator 2 1.17 is finally out. After many weeks of beta testing and polishing, it's released on Steam. It should be a free update for you. It should have happened already. If you're not using the Steam version, you'll have to download the build, which should be available by the time you're watching this. In this video, I'm going to cover 1.17, the important updates, and I'm also going to cover Scandinavia DLC. Now, 1.17, the first and most immediate thing you'll see is an improvement to the graphics engine. Just look at that skyline. The skyboxes, the rendering, the weather systems have all been polished. I have to say, the game looks absolutely beautiful now. Really nice. I'm just fast cycling through some sunrises and sunsets to give you an idea of just how good the graphics are when you up the graphics in the game. Look at that sunset. Absolutely gorgeous. But it's not just the wonderful nice weather that's improved, it's also the bad weather. The rain system and audio has been overhauled. As a result, when you sit in your cab, it sounds quite cool when it rains. Now here we are, this is the cab when it's lovely and sunny. You know, you stick your head out the window, it's all very nice. But when it rains, it really does sound... Personally, I'm a fan of sitting in your car, sitting in your cab, and listening to the rain outside. Some people don't like it. I find it kind of relaxing. But listen to that, the gentle pattering of rain on the top of your cab. That's only gentle rain though. When it really gets going, that's when you'll notice the rain audio. Now look at that skyline. It really has limited the visibility. The view range has dropped significantly. The very heavy rain, you can hear it, you can feel it. But that is just heavy rain. And then you get this. I don't know if that floats your boat or not, but it floats my boat. I love that. I could just sit there in my truck for half an hour and just watch the rain and lightning. They vastly overhauled the whole rain. Even the way that it falls down your windscreen. Your wipers now have an intermittent setting. So if you press the button once, you get intermittent, like that. If you press the button again, then it goes to constant. I would have liked to have seen a third option where the wipers go quicker. But maybe that's not available on trucks in real life. I don't know. Other changes in 1.17 were the addition of 6-wheel chassis to both the Renault Magnum and Premium. Now you can see the various options for chassis we've got. We've got 6x2, 6x2 4, 6x2 with a tag, 6x2 4 mid-lift, and 6x4. Not only that though, what they've actually done is separate out the wheels into rims and tyres. So now you can choose various rims like this, independently of the tyres. Now that's going to break any wheel mods you might have, but once the mod authors have changed things, that's going to improve things massively, because now you can combine your favourite tyre with your favourite rim and get a wonderful looking wheel. One massive change, which I think you'll like this, is they've overhauled the driver profiles. As you can see, they're all realistic photos now. If you scroll down to roughly halfway, you're going to see somebody that you might recognise. Oh yes, Mr. Squirrel is in the game. Why not pick him for your driver profile? For a full list of changes in ETS2 1.17, see the SCS blog post or the release notes on Steam. Now if you remember, back in November-December time, I went to the SCS offices down in Prague, and whilst I was there I showed you footage of the upcoming Scandinavia DLC. Over 6 months later, SCS is finally ready to release the Scandinavia DLC. Now you may be wondering why it took so long. Some of the reasons for that are because of the graphical changes to the game, but also the sheer high density visuals that you're going to see in the Scandinavia DLC. The Scandinavia DLC contains 28 new cities and ports. It covers some of the major routes across southern Norway, across Sweden and across Denmark. If you're from Scandinavia, you'll definitely recognise the roads and some of the landmarks in the game. They've actually moved up a gear in terms of the map modelling in this DLC. The sheer detail, not just the texture detail, but the object modelling detail and vegetation you really have to stop and look around rather than just drive your truck straight across this map. Stop and take a minute and just appreciate some of the detail that they've put into this map. It has been crafted with care and attention. Now, there are interesting and more challenging job pick-up and drop-off points. There are quarries, there are places where you have to drive round the back of the delivery depots, and there are some pretty narrow spots that you're going to have to reverse your trailer into if you're up for the challenge. There are forests, fields and lakes in the south, mountainous regions with valleys and long twisty tunnels in the north. Not only that, but the DLC brings 80 new cargo types, 12 new ferry terminals, new trailer models including semi-trailers for transporting livestock and trucks. There's an expanded roster of AI drivers, and one of my favourite parts is this, the auto pass tolls. Pay attention to some of the cars driving down this road. You'll notice that some of them stop at the barriers and the one at the back drives straight through the auto pass. You in your truck can do exactly the same thing. You'll automatically build without stopping using automatic number plate recognition. I'm really a fan of this. Now they've also added the Volvo truck factory over in Gothenburg, and if you've been following my channel you'll also know that I've recently been to the Scania truck factory in Södertälje in Sweden, and that is here. The chassis porten is here in glorious detail. As well as the Scania and Volvo truck factories, you can take some jobs with trailers and parts to the factories, and you can even pick up a trailer with complete trucks on the back and deliver them to all parts of Europe. Now the thing about the Scandinavia DLC is it's not particularly cheap. Some might say it's quite expensive, but this is a DLC that has taken over 6 months of sheer effort to complete. It's very, very detailed and it's beautifully done. Not only that, it's part of the base game, which if you're a fan of Euro Truck multiplayer, that should mean it's also available to drive in the multiplayer environment after they've finished porting the multiplayer to incorporate the map. All in all, the Scandinavia DLC represents a high quality and wonderful expansion of the game. I'm a real fan of it. If you like playing Euro Truck, you are going to spend many, many happy hours driving across some of the scenery in this map DLC. I strongly recommend it. That's all from me, guys. Take care and happy trucking.